thought I'd go over some of the packs that I use for both public land hunting and private land hunting. A couple of them are new to me this year. I don't know if I'll spend a lot of time going. I'll go over some of the advantages and disadvantages. It's not like a full review, just figured I'd cover what I use just in case anybody's curious, because there's a lot of good packs out there. I recently ordered a Everly stock X2 based on a lot of positive feedback I saw. That pack didn't fit me. It looked like a nice pack, but it was just a little short for my torso, and I had read that if you're 6'1", it might be a little short, and it was short for me, and I'm right at just a hair under 6'1". So anyways, I have been using for years the Kuiu 3200. This is the 3200 pack over here. Been using this for a long time. It's a great pack for me for public land hunting, because if I got a deer a mile and a half back, it's not a mountainous terrain, but it's, you know, a lot of up and down ravines and things like that. So I pack my deer out. We're allowed to debone our deer and pack it out. This is basically the same setup, but this is the newer 3600 bag. I got it because the older 3200, it could be converted to use as a meat hauler, but that pack was, when it was originally designed, didn't have these clips up here. They had it where you had to thread through. You had to undo this and then rethread it through, and it just made it a little bit more difficult. Not difficult, but a little bit more time consuming to switch the pack. You see this pack has, you have to thread them through. I don't know if that zoomed in. You have to thread them through as opposed to just clip. So I got the 3600 bag. The bag's kind of big, but it cinches down nice. It carries good. This is their upgraded shoulder harness and belt. And I do have the two side pockets on here just to help. I put like my headlamp and wind checker stuff in those. So this pack comes in at 5 pounds 2 ounces. I just checked it on a scale over here. So it's pretty light. It carries well. I've had about 90 pounds of gear in this, on this setup. That's with my stands, sticks, late season gear that I carry on the pack, and then meat from deer. So it carries fine. It doesn't carry quite as nicely as a Kifaru. I have a Kifaru tactical frame and bag setup that I'll go over in a second, but it does the job. You know, if I knew every time I was going out I was going to get a deer, maybe I would carry the Kifaru more often. But the fact is, you know, you're not getting a deer every time you're out. So, and on top of that, really the weight difference isn't that much. I think between this setup, the way I have it, and the Kifaru, the way I have it set up, which is this setup right here, I have the tactical frame. I believe I have a 26-inch frame, and I'm running the Styker XL, which, you know, a lot of guys are running, with the Sherman pocket. I think I have a large belt. And this pack, I will have to weigh it again when I undo everything. I think it's about 7.5 pounds the way it's set up. And I do have, that's, you know, obviously empty. And I do have, I believe this is a medium bag on the waist, maybe. But the Kifaru does carry a little better. The waist belt is a little wider, and for my hips it carries a little better. More of a close-up of this Kifaru setup, and you can see I have my Lone Wolf 0.5 Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.5 stand in there, and you can barely see them, but I have here sticks in there, 3 of them. I do have the water bottle mount on here, but here's the medium bag. I think that's a medium bag that I run on the waist belt. I keep my linesman rope and tether in there, and you can see I've got the Styker XL and the Sherman, and I use this. I put just my camera gear in this bag. I put my GoPro. I run a power bank for the GoPro, and in this bag it's kind of nice because I can separate this bag from the whole setup pretty quickly if I wanted to. But I run sometimes I run this Canon XA50, or I run the camera I'm holding in my hand right now is the Sony A6400, but the Canon XA50 fits in here pretty nicely. And I run a monitor, which I carry that in the main bag that goes on top of both of these cameras. So, and then just a little more close up of this Kuiu 3600. Okay, so that's the Kifaru setup. This is a nice pack. It carries everything great. I carry my winter outer gear either under the Sherman, or I can attach it down here. This is kind of extra. I pulled these straps, if you can see them in the frame there, from my cargo hauler. So they're just extra compression straps. So early season, I can get away with, this is a Kuiu 1850, and what I do on this pack is I run these 2 compression straps and these 2 through the Lone Wolf Custom Gear stand, and this is the pack that attaches to it. You don't need a lot. I don't need a lot in the early season. I still, might carry an outer garment on the bag, but my camera gear goes in here, along with my climbing ropes and tether, lineman's rope tether, and sometimes I'll put my harness in here. I don't like to walk in with my harness. There's that 3600, and then today. It's actually the last day. Yesterday was the last day of hunting for our normal season. We do have a 3-day primitive season, which allows you to use a recurve, longbow, or flintlock, and a flintlock pistol. Funny thing is, I had ordered this because I wanted to try it, just to see how this would work out. This is the Sitka Cargo Box. I wouldn't use this in public land situations where I've got to pack out the meat. If I know I'm going to be in a situation where I need to pack out meat, I'm taking either the Kifaru or the Kuiu 3600 setup. But this would be good for all the spots, private land spots I go to, that when I get a deer down, I can fairly easily walk back to my vehicle, drop my gear off, and go back with a sled. But I'm still mobile on private. I don't hunt the same tree twice, not very often. So I carry my mobile setup in almost all the time. Now, with that said, I do have, on each of the private spots, I do have 1 permanent stand, maybe 2 on some of those lands, but they get burned out quick. So I hunt them once or twice early in the season, and then maybe come back once or twice late in the season. But that's it. Otherwise, I'm moving around. So I'm going to try this cargo box. It is a little heavy. I think I just weighed it at here. Actually, I'll just check it real quick. I know I'm out of the frame. I'll come back with you and let you know what the weight is. It online, but it's Move the camera up there. It's 7.27 ounces. So what I'm going to do, actually, this is going to be the first time I do this. I'm going to take this thing apart, and I might zoom a little bit more on the bags instead of me. And I'm going to move my stuff from the Kifaru pack to this pack and see how it feels. Alright, so move to the back. I've already kind of taken this thing apart a little bit. This comes unclipped. That comes unsnapped. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to see what it's like to put my stand in, well, my stand, I think just the stand goes in here. Kifaru. This is basically how I would take this thing apart when I get to the stand. I just kind of flip my camera bag over. I use this extra compression strap to hold my clothes in there kind of tight. These all unclip really easy, and you can do them really quietly too. And I can make a lot of noise. Well, let's see. I use this little foam pad made from one of those pads you get for your knees when you're doing gardening. I also use the same material if I saddle hunt. I just use it to keep these sharp points on this lone wolf stand from ruining any of the packs. Alright, so they got these orange straps here. Pretty simple to use. I'll just let these kind of go where they want to go for now for speed. I'm not the greatest at keeping my straps managed. Just kind of let them go where they need to go as long as they're not making any noise. I think there's another set of straps in here somewhere that can go across the top, but I don't think you're going to need them. Try and do this so it's kind of quick. These need to be undone. I'm just kind of breaking those things off. Look at the seat. Brown straps. Going through here. I shouldn't have cut that one. So this buckle supposedly sits back far enough to where this pad sticks out enough that this doesn't rot on your back. So we'll see in a second. But it does look like it's in there pretty good. I believe you want these. Let's see. Through here maybe. Do the stand there. Put right here. You want it up here so this buckle isn't on your back. So that's in there. And then I will take my sticks. Again, these are 3 Kifaru sticks, and I use the 3 sticks with Versa-ators, which I love because I use 2 of them. So each stick I get almost 8 feet. So 8 sticks, 8 feet, 3 sticks, I can get as high as 24 feet pretty easily. I'm just going to kind of put these in here for now. I don't know if I'll need to run sometimes I'll run a night eyes gear tie, a Titan gear tie, or whatever you call it. Not a night eyes, a Titan strap on these just to keep them from moving around. Looks like it's best just to go ahead and loosen these up and make it a little easier to get into. These are just, can't remember what these called, K hooks. I don't even know if you need to use these inner straps, honestly. You might go get away, you can use these bat wings. I think that's what Sitka calls these, bat wings, kind of the same as the bat wings that are on the old Badlands 2200 pack. It definitely has a little motion, so I'm going to have to play with this one a little bit. Let's see. Not really going to get those any tighter. Or these bat wings any tighter, so to see how that feels where I'm walking with it. I might have to play with that a little bit to see if I can make that a little tighter in there. Alright, so now I'm not going to go over all the features of this bag. I mean, there's plenty of videos out there that go over this bag kind of in detail. It does have a nice little divider in here that we could probably just, I know it's a little risky to take these cameras in here without any protection. Be careful here. It does fit inside that divider, which is nice. I'm not going to be able to see that too well if I flip around. This way. So the divider right here. The camera's, this is a Canon XA50. It's kind of a big camcorder. But it fits right down in there. That's pretty nice. I like that. Kind of keeps the back and the front of the camera kind of protected. I might need to put something just right here. Sometimes I just wrap that camera up in a t-shirt or something. Probably do that just to keep the top of that camera protected a little. This will be interesting figuring out where to put all this stuff. This is the little small rig cold shoe mount that I put my Field World 6-inch monitor. I'm just going to throw that in there real quick. I normally have my mic, which is on that camera right there, that can go in here. This is the battery for the Field World. That's right, now I can stick that one there for the Field World monitor. Inside here I have this arm, which I will put on this side of the bag, hopefully. This camera arm, you guys probably recognize it. It's just the 4th Arrow stiff arm. For next season, I am going to probably pick up a Lone Wolf custom gear pocket arm just to have a setup that's a little smaller and lightweight for some of the hunting situations, especially going back on public. You know, it's a long walk. Might be nice to have a small setup. All right, so I'm going to have to figure this out. Might have to go around the other way because that will bang and make noise. Definitely easier to get these connected when you loosen them all the way up. I'm guessing they didn't use clips here to allow you to cinch these down a little tighter, maybe. Sometimes when you use clips, they get a little, doesn't allow you to cinch things down very well. They used them right here. Alright. Man, these bat wings have these arms, these big zippered pockets. Those are pretty nice too. I don't even know what I'll use those for just yet. Alright. Rangefinder. That's probably good to have up top here. And I have this Pulsar, it's like XM30 thermal scanner. So that XM30, if you can swing one of those, I know they're pricey. They are great. I use it mainly for predator hunting, for coyote and fox. Allow you to scan instead of having to use the whatever you have on your rifle. I just use a sight mark night vision scope. But man, if you can swing one of those thermals, they're great for deer hunting too. They're great for trying to find a down deer in thick brush. Not too thick. If it's too thick, you might not be able to see through it, but most of the time you're gonna pick up the heat from the dead animal. And then if in that last half an hour of light, if you're in some pretty brushy areas, if you're legally allowed to, you can scan real quick, and a lot of times you'll see that there are deer around you never would have known were there, just because of the dark, how dark it is. It's not super dark, but it's still hard enough to see through the woods. This will pick them right out. Anyways, all right, back to this bags. You know, this is my bow holder. I find these pretty handy. That one's kind of a heavy one, but man, it fits perfect in there. GoPro, clip-on mount thing. There's a nice little sleeves right there on the side. Is that my deep? Oh, it is deep. The camera's just catching it. That's right. Perfect. Other than that, and heavy mount. So the worst part about the 4th Arrow stiff arm, I'm not really sure there's much you can do about it, but this is the mount. I keep it in this bag. Let me just put that right there. Try and keep it at the top of the bag. This is my binocular case, but I throw my Field World monitor in this bag and the cord. I use this for both the camcorder and the A6400. Slip that right there for now. Neck gaiter and gloves. I could probably find a better way to organize this stuff, but for now I'm just shoving it in there. This is my tether. And my linesman rope. On the back of the stand, I have just a pack that I made. I sewed it up or thread injected myself. I keep my Versa-8ers in there, and the USA amp steel lines for the that's the straps I use for the stand. Gets rid of the cam buckles. They're freaking awesome. Pretty crazy. The camera takes up a lot of space in this bag. Maybe I have things tightened up a little bit. I don't know. I forgot I could open this thing up a little. Screen can go in there a little bit further. Oh, there's a pocket up here. These I do like to, you don't want to have to dig through your bag, because this is the first thing you're going to need when you start climbing. So I don't know if these will just go in here. This is just a Sterling 9mm with a rope band for the linesman belt. It looks like you get these straps right here, which should be great for my outer layers. I could probably even fit one, like my puffy jacket right in the top here, and my I'm either usually running Sitka Stratus or Sitka incinerator gear. And I can easily attach them on the top here, and the bottom also has straps here and here, so you can attach them to the bottom. And I think there's some straps right here that you can pull out, which is, yeah, right here, that you can bring these up and attach to the loops that you have at the top with these hooks, which is great because I do like keeping the weight up high on your back. It's better if you keep that weight up high as opposed to the bottom of your pack. These are, like I said, I'm not very good at cable management, but these are pretty nice right here. Just stuff them up in there, keep them out of the way. And then this thing, there is, yeah, right here, a hook. You can zipper that. I don't know if I ever will, but you can tighten that down. There are a couple of things I don't have in the bag right now. My headlamp, which I'll put in this pocket here, and my GoPro. Those, I think, the only two things that I don't have to throw in here at the moment. A little bit of motion up there. I have to take a look at that and tighten that down a little more. Keep that, it's pretty secure. There's definitely a little movement up there. Looking in the camera, I can't tell. It looks like it might be my stand. Just walking around though on flat ground. Not moving around too much, but that definitely needs to be fixed. Well, I wouldn't expect this to feel as good as the Kifaru. Obviously it's going to be impossible to tell just throwing it on my pack for a minute or two. Might be some adjustments I need to make. I need to see if you can adjust these straps at all. They're pretty tight on the top of my shoulders. Huh? Could be pretty good. Not in a bad spot. The belt is not, it's right at the top of my crest. Nice if it was up a little more. I'll have to check to see if there's any adjustments in these straps. I was wrong on the Kifaru bag. I don't know, the thing turned on me. It's actually 9 pounds, 0.08 ounces. That's the Styker XL with the Sherman. Let me just pick this thing up. Damn thing. Terrible videoing. Yeah, 9 pounds. So 9 pounds. Kifaru setup. It does carry like a dream. Kuiu is almost exactly 4 pounds lighter. So it's 4 pound difference between these two. Now, it's 4 pounds difference worth the extra comfort. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, the Kuiu is not bad to me. Not as optimal as the Kifaru when you're carrying 90 pounds of gear though. If you're really packing out the deer meat, you know you're gonna be packing out, I'd grab the Kifaru. I don't know, tough call. I probably have to wear them a little more often to decide. I tend to go back and forth. I have them, so I use them. The one thing I'll have to check is how this Sitka Cargo Box goes. It feels pretty good right now, just holding on to it. Having it on my shoulders, walking around in the garage here, it's not bad. It feels pretty good. The only thing I'll have to check to see on advantage would be, is it easier and quicker to get my stand on and off the bag and the sticks on and off the bag, and how the bag is up in the tree getting organized. But one nice thing is the camera does fit in the bag. I don't have this one. I do use the Sherman on the Kifaru, but it also has an advantage too. Is the bag, you can pretty much take the bag and camera off and go, just carry that. So, anyways, let me know if you have any questions.